welcome. My name is Derrick Ivey. I'm a board certified clinical hypnotherapist, researcher, and intuitive. So today you are in for a treat. We're doing a case study today about one of my clients who had a really big issue conceiving a child, and now the child is on the way. So originally, her life was very, very stressful. She was stressing a lot about money. She was living in an apartment complex that there was a lot of strange activity happening there. Um, she was always kind of trying have had to watch her back. Um, she ran her own business, which was very, very stressful for her. She had to do a lot of driving for that business. So that was her life. And she also was having some issues with her menstrual cycles. They were off a little bit, or they're particularly heavy, or what have you. So she came to me in the beginning of the summer, and she said she doesn't know what's going on, but her and her husband cannot conceive this child. No matter how much they tried, no matter what they tried, all of this was fruitless. Pregnancy test after pregnancy test, and she was really starting to get bummed out. She was really feeling as if she was running out of time, that she was getting older and they still hadn't had a child. And so it was of the utmost importance to her that this baby come through as quickly as possible. So when I first met with her, I could sense that there was a soul hanging out around her energy field. So the first thing I recommended, just due to all of the issues that she was having with her cycle, due to all of these issues that she was having in her life, a complete energy field reset. So we did a whole session for her. We really allowed that to move energy through her field. There's a lot of density from, I would say, the lower heart chakra down to the sacral. There was just these big sheets of frozen energy. So we were able to move a lot of that through during a regular energy healing treatment. Now, after that, we did some hypnotherapy sessions. We did a whole series of hypnotherapy sessions for her. And the first session that we did, we took her into a deep somnambulistic trance state. In that state, we were able to connect her in with that incoming soul. And we were able to have a dialogue with that soul coming in. And we were able to find out what was stopping him from coming in. And we could sense also that he was a male. We saw him with blonde hair. Like, it was very, very vivid that both of us experienced during the session. So in that session, a lot of these root causes and conditions were becoming really apparent. It was like this soul came in and had chosen her and her husband to be his parents, but he did not feel safe coming in because he was picking up on that unsafe energy in her field. He was picking up on those little frequencies of fear, of stress, and it was actually ironically, and this is a lot of the time, like if you're trying to heal something and you're stressed about that process of healing it and how it's going to happen and what you're going to do, that can actually be the energy that is blocking that from happening because it's introducing so much resistance into the energy field. So during that session, that soul was able to communicate with her and tell her, I don't feel safe. I need safety. So throughout the course of that session, we did a lot of work on establishing safety in her energy field. She came up with a lot of different metaphors and analogies that she could remember in different points in her day. There was different times in the day that we had decided would be good for her to stop and check in with herself, stop and check in with her level of safety. So she started doing that. We kept doing sessions. We started getting even more information coming in from that soul about more details. More details kept coming through. There was things in her diet that were preventing him from wanting to come in. Um, and then she also, this was so vivid that she knew she couldn't stay in that same apartment complex any longer. In that complex, there was all kinds of these different people that were, and really quite, I would say, on the edge of the law type of people. There was people smoking all kinds of drugs right outside of her front door. She had to call the police on some of them, and then they threatened her. They would follow her when she would take the trash out. Just really, really terrifying stuff. So her husband and her moved about an hour south from that location. They found a much more safe and comfortable apartment complex, and we kept doing the sessions. And one day she came in and she showed me a picture of a positive pregnancy test. And of course, I was ecstatic about this because she really had been struggling so much with this. She had been really hung up on it, really feeling hopeless about it, really getting ready to just resign to the fact that it wasn't going to happen for her. Now, then she went to the doctor and got a confirmation. Yes, she was pregnant. Time went on, and yeah, the baby was a boy. We were communicating with that soul on his way in. So what happens is, as souls are on their way into this time space reality, Earth, into physicality, they have quite a journey, and they're floating in this space that would be called life between lives. There's a good book by Newton called Life Between Lives that really goes in depth about this type of hypnotherapy. But in that realm, they are in the collective unconscious, and the collective unconscious is all of our unconsciouses in one big pot. So if you think about all of the thoughts that you have, all of the thoughts that people that have already passed on had, all of the thoughts of people that are going to be here in the future, all of that is existing right now. And that's what makes this type of healing quantum, because we are able to go and really get a good idea of what's in there and connect with what's in there for whatever you're needing. We're able to go to different timelines. We're able to split timelines. go on to parallel timelines. There's so many things you can do with it. Um, so that's where the soul was hanging out, but we could sense that he was getting closer. And if a soul really wants to come through, they will, right? They will come through in a way that resonates with you. You know, some people, they are not as connected. They don't perceive the guides or these souls that are around their energy field, but they have metaphors that they can understand. So they do get kind of an idea of that. So what happened is she found that soul, and then we extracted the information that he had been trying to tell her. All of that stress, all of that just feeling of things not working, that was actually her higher self vibrating at such a place where it was like, this is so not true. This is so not the case. All of this density of contrast that we feel, and a contrasting experience is something generally that feels like a negative emotion. That's contrast. It's where you want to be, where you are. It's that gap. But usually, to the intensity that you're feeling that negative emotion, is the intensity that your higher self is showing you you can have a positive experience. And that was exactly the case in her case. So we were able to utilize that energy and transform it into something that was more useful for her. And as we did that, so how we transformed it is that energy became, instead of the energy being used to worry, it becomes the energy to create. And so we did. We started creating these new solutions for her. Some of them, you know, it was creating the safety bubble around her, checking in with herself, certain points in the day, going and laying down on her bed and just calming her nervous system down, doing self hypnosis. I believe I even made a recording for her to do on her own and reinforce these learnings that came through during the session. But long story short, the baby is almost here, and I am so excited because I get to go to the baby shower in about a month. And wow, it's fascinating because less than probably 7 or 8 months ago, this was just a soul coming in, but not here. And I got to be a part of that process from that stage all the way into coming into physicality. I got to celebrate with her when she found out it was going to be a little baby boy. And I just talked to her this morning to make sure it was kosher that I could share this story anonymously with you all. And she did want to share it because it might give someone a little bit of hope. And, you know, so if you are experiencing any type of issue like this where it just feels really hopeless and like there's the odds are stacked against you, and you've talked to doctors, you've talked to therapists, I invite you to explore a more spiritual approach and a more somatic approach to this. Our bodies hold infinite wisdom. Our bodies hold all of the answers that they need to heal themselves. Everything is already within you to heal what you need to heal, to create what you need to create. And if you're an energy healing practitioner and you're wanting to learn how to do these really deep sessions, psychic communication in the causal realm, past life regressions, soul retrievals, join us in our QSM training. Go to dgtwellness.com and click on programs, and you can read all about our QSM practitioner certification training. And we'd love to have you in the course. So thank you so much for listening. And really, the moral of this story is just that energy is freaking real and things will happen for you the more you open yourself to the mysterious parts of life that we might not understand, but there's so much going on under the surface. So I hope you enjoyed this short story, and I hope to talk to you soon. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment if you feel drawn. I love connecting with you. And also let me know if there's anything you'd like for me to make a video about. If you are struggling with something and need some insight, I would love to be of service to you and others who are going through that. So hope you have a blessed day, and we will talk soon.